Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad, and today's video I'm going to show you is the Roborock Curv 2 Flow Just a Dad approved. I just lived with this robot vacuum cleaner for 3 months. I purchased this robot vacuum cleaner with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. I want to get you the best robot for the best price. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about it, then I'm going to show you my scoring system. You can find all this information on my website, justadadapproved.com. I do use links, so if you purchase this robot or anything that I talk about in this video off of my website, I am an Amazon affiliate. If you click on the link, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. Now let's get started. And yes, the Roborock Curv 2 Flow is Just a Dad approved, but, and I'm going to get into the but. So let's go ahead and put the sticker on. All right, this is my new Just a Dad approved sticker. When you see this sticker, rest assured, I approve of it. This is a robot vacuum cleaner that I would recommend to my friends and family. But let's get into some buts. Now, this robot vacuum cleaner is probably one of the best right now mop rollers. This was new from Roborock. They kind of waited a while, and I'm glad they waited. It is a it's just a very good operating machine. So it does mop your floors very good. It's got the dual brush roller design for pet hair. The side brushes don't extend. I didn't find that to be that big of a problem at my home. It's got really good obstacle avoidance. In my advertising versus reality, I was actually pretty blown away how well it can sense a spill. It can sense dog waste. Now, it's not 100% perfect, but it actually does a really good job. And so if you want to see exactly how to clean this robot after it was at my home for 3 months, that's a separate video now. And I'm glad I kind of separated the two, because what I realized during the maintenance of this, there's the but. While this is an amazing robot, advanced features, flagship feature, lots of attractive design, the complexity of the mop roller, while I love it and nothing mops better, there is a little bit of complexity that makes it just this robot. You need to be a little bit mechanical. You got to have a little bit of knowledge, because I do walk you through step by step how to do it, but it is a little bit complicated. Would I give this robot vacuum cleaner to my mother-in-law and have her do the maintenance on it? I probably wouldn't. Now, she does have the Dreamy L10S, the original one. She's had it for over 2 years now, and I did show her how to do the maintenance on it, and she does do the maintenance on it. So maintenance on robot vacuum cleaners can be a lot simpler. Now, with that being said, this wasn't over the top. Like, you couldn't do it, you got to be a mechanical engineer. I'm not saying that. But compared to like the Mova P10 Pro, that's my #1 pick for $399, typically on sale, the maintenance on that is so much simpler. And you do have to do the maintenance on this. Now, I'm also going to show you, I do another sheet called Cost of Ownership. And on that sheet, I break down what everything costs. Right now, there's there are generic parts. I bought a couple of them, they're not very good. So I did have to buy the OEM parts, brush rollers, mop rollers, side brushes, filters. Roborock parts do tend to be a little bit on the expensive side. The cost per month is one of the highest robot vacuum cleaners. There's a couple design features where the dust bag goes in, it doesn't completely fill up, so you're changing the dust bag a little bit more often. That's typical with all Curv. There's about 4 or 5 Roborock Curvs now. They're all different, but they all have that same design flaw. I did find I had to do a little extra maintenance on the bottom of the robot. I had to take this off. It does vacuum up water a little bit. So with this being such a good robot mopping, whenever it's vacuuming and mopping, I did find that you do have to kind of clean this a little bit more often, because it vacuums up water, and the water kind of made its way down in there. Now, who should buy the Roborock Curv 2 Flow? Well, Roborock has very good advanced technology with their artificial intelligence. So in the app, you can tell the robot, hey, do a smart clean, where the robot figures out how to clean your house. Roborock, in my opinion, and with my testing, leads in this area. So if you're wanting a robot where you don't have to kind of figure out how much water to use on a certain floor, how much vacuum power, what kind of cleaning pattern it should use. If you just want a robot to tell it, smart clean my home, and it figures it out, efficiently cleans your home, Roborock is the best. Now, is it perfect? No. They do have a long way to go of not using quite as much water. But of the robot manufacturers right now, Roborock's smart features, it's in the app, where the robot figures out how to clean your home, it is one of the best. Now, how did I come up with that? And why is that important? I stumbled upon it. I'm sitting at home. I've got all these robots at my home, and it happened with the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. I look at the map. So when these robots are done, you get a map of how it cleaned your home. You can see the lines, where it went, and I took a screenshot of that. And what I did is I uploaded that to ChatGPT, and I started this long conversation with ChatGPT about how well this robot is doing compared to other robots, and I was on the smart plan, and how long did the battery last. I got some really good information that it could see that cleaning pattern. And when it was and I uploaded several screenshots of doing manual cleaning, like telling it to clean the rooms individually, and the smart plan. And I compared it to Dreamy, Ecovacs, Mova, Eufy, and some others. And it did come to the conclusion that the Roborock smart plan used the least amount of water, the least amount of battery, and it was just the most efficient at its cleaning. Now, the other robots are not bad at cleaning. It's about efficiency. And when I say efficiency, if you don't like filling water tanks up, which I have 3 of them at home, so I kind of get tired of filling them up and empty them. When they're more efficient, you don't fill those tanks up as much, and it's cleaning your home just as good. The other AI, artificial intelligence, app tend to use a little bit more water. Now, what's the second reason? Well, battery life. If a robot can clean your home more efficiently, it doesn't use as much battery. Well, why is that important? Well, it's not that big. I didn't used to think it was that big a deal, because these robots are so automated. It cleans your home. Oh, the battery runs out. It automatically goes back. It docks. It recharges. After it's recharged, then it goes and cleans the rest of your home. Well, here's what I found. And I could play with the schedule a little bit more, but I had these robots on a schedule where I'm not at home during the day. They're cleaning it. So they start cleaning about 9. If it's around 8 o'clock, sometimes it's bothering me. So around 9 o'clock, they start. They clean my home. If it isn't able to finish the job, it goes back and charges. Well, here's what would happen. It wouldn't finish the job. It goes back and charges. And guess what? About the time that I'm sitting down, 5:30, 6 o'clock, maybe going to start watching TV, the robot all of a sudden says, oh, it's time to go back and finish cleaning. I'm fully charged. So I found that I want robots actually to clean more efficiently, use less battery. Might be just a little bit of an inconvenience. I could definitely adjust the schedule a little bit, but that is where I noticed it the most. Now, some other really quick things. The robot is a little on the heavy side. It's not super heavy. There are other robots. Ecovacs has some that are super heavy. So you do have to pick these up once in a while. All robots get stuck once in a while. So when you do have to pick it up, you kind of have to use 2 hands. You're not able to just kind of grab it. I was a little disappointed. There was a setting that was on by default. And when I first got the robot, it was kind of bumping into a lot of stuff. Made me think, like, is this the best robot? It was getting kind of scuffed up. You see, it's got a lot of marks on it. I went ahead and turned that setting off. I have a separate video that shows you how to do that. Once I turned that setting off, it doesn't get as close to furniture legs and stuff. So it didn't bump into stuff as much. It's a little on the thick side. So it's not going to go on. It's not like a Saros 10R or a Curv X, where those things go under things so much I call them trouble. They get into trouble a lot. This one's not going to get into trouble getting stuck under stuff. It is a little on the tall side. Not having side brushes. When I test these here at the studio, it's really cool to watch the side brush extend into the corner. It gets all the stuff out. I found at my home, I can probably be okay without that. I typically have to vacuum around the edges once in a while anyway. I don't notice a whole bunch of stuff in the corners at my house. So while I do think that should have been, like, one of these side brushes should extend into the corner. At my home, it just didn't end up being that big of a deal. Okay, so the Curv was able to clean half of this room. We can see the nice straight lines, and it's going back to the dock to auto empty. Now, I like that it's even able to vacuum this really thick carpet that a lot of robots struggle with. It can vacuum that also. So it's going to auto empty its dust bin and then return and keep cleaning. So there is the first area it has vacuumed. So here's the Curv going around our couch. It is able to turn the side brush on carpet. Roborock Curv 2. It's doing a good job of mopping. Mops in nice straight lines. It's got a mop roller. It is vacuuming and mopping the kitchen right now. Here's the Roborock Curv 2 Flow. It can extend that mop roller right up against the wall. It's doing a good job of cleaning the floor. Roborock Curv 2 Flow is all done. It's blowing hot air on the mop roller. The fan is a little loud blowing the air. I mean, it's not super loud, but you do notice it. And once in a while, the mop roller does turn. Let's see, it did a good job. And you do get a dirt map. That's if the AI sensor on the front can sense a dirt stain. Now, when the robot first came here, these knots, it did sense those as a dirt stain with the camera on the front. But you can tell it that they're not dirt stains. Let's take a look at the cleaning pattern. Yep, it did a good job. All right, let's go empty. There's the Curv 2 Flow. That was just from cleaning the kitchen. And let's put our denture cleaning tablet in the dirty water tank. I like to add a little Shark Vac Mop solution, spring clean. I call it 2 dabs, 1, 2. So this is the Roborock Curv 2 Flow with a mop roller. As you can see, it really struggles in this bathroom because the rugs are lightweight and they kind of move around really easy. So if you want to clean this bathroom, you really should move the rugs. This robot has gotten stuck several times on this type of rugs in this room. It's a good robot, but you should remove the rugs in this type of bathroom. Okay, let's go over some of the data sheets. Here is the dust bag after being at my home for 3 months. Again, it's completely full, gets lots of pet hair, lots of small debris. Let's go over the app, and this is why it excels so much. So what you'll see, it's at the studio now, but there's very few no-go zones. I think I put one there. There was some computer cables, but the navigation is smooth and not many no-go zones. So now let's go look at the cleaning history. How long have I had it? It is cleaned 102 times. Again, I've had it for 3 months, 184 hours, 82,000 square feet. I do put these on aggressive schedules where they clean every day. And look at the green check marks. These are full cleanings. Let's click on it. We can see there's a dirt map. This is pretty clean. I was even uploading all of this information to ChatGPT, and I was getting some really good information. So not many where it had a problem. This might be cleaning interrupted by user. So it was bothering me, and I told it to go home. So lots and lots of cleanings. I only have 30 days worth, but I wish it had all 3 months here. So it's been doing just a really, really good job. Let me show you that's what I was talking about. This is one of the best. Now you can go in and fine tune the vacuum power, the water flow level and all of that. But the smart plan, if you just want a robot where you don't have to think about all of that, this smart plan actually does work the best. Okay, let's go over the 3-month real world test results. Again, all this information will be on my website. Hassle factor. Now, this could have been a 3 because it is heavy and it's complex maintenance, but its smart plan gave it a little bump. So it's right at a 4. Mop performance, it's amazing. Carpet cleaning, it actually does a very good job of cleaning carpet. I like that it has a cover that goes over the mop roller. Hair tangle, pet approved, it's definitely good and good at obstacle avoidance. Obstacle avoidance is 4, great. But I did have to adjust that one little setting. So 4.2 out of 5. Final verdict, it is definitely just a data approved. Mop's great, and the AI works great, and the ad versus reality also. Heavy, oh, it is a little loud when it's drying. When it dries the mop pad, the base station, it's a little noisy. I wish it was a little quieter. The default setting, it was bumping into a lot, and the maintenance is complex. Bottom line, who is this for? If you want the best mopping, if you want the best mop roller, there's a lot of mop rollers out there now. This is definitely the best mop roller. You need to be a little mechanical for the maintenance. The maintenance is a little complex, but I do have a step-by-step guide. I just did the maintenance. I show you exactly every step. So if you want the best hands-off automation and you just want to use the smart plan, this is a great robot for you. Here's my baseball card, or I like to call it the data card. These are the data points that I find relevant when I'm looking for a robot. 1,000 to 849. It's been on sale a bunch, which for a flagship robot is good. 20,000 pascals of suction. That's really high. Mop pads. It does reach. The mop pad extends 15 millimeters. Also, side brush doesn't do anything, but it has anti-tangle. Main brush is split brush dual roller design, which is great for pet hair. Onboard water tank. It does have a video camera. Obstacle avoidance was amazing. There is no chassis lift. Threshold is very minor. This is kind of a single level one. It does press down with 6 newtons of downward pressure. The ad versus reality was amazing. Check out that video. The dock, hot water is 167 degrees and hot air 131. No dirt detect in the dock. No solution tank. No, there is tray removal. Now this one will have a little sticker shock. Costs to operate. Dust bags are some of the cheapest dust bags. You need about $30 worth a year. Filters, they're 17 bucks a piece. You're going to need 3 of them. Side brushes, you might be able to lower that a little bit. It did seem to last a while. That mop roller, you definitely need to replace it every 2 months. So you're going to need 5 of them for $95. Main brush, 46. Solution, that's the Shark Vac Mop solution, 48 bucks. There is no kit and there is no generic yet, so we can't save money. Cost per year, 318 bucks. Makes it about a $26 per month cost to operate a month. Again, I'm going to be putting this on my website with links to all the dust bags. When the generics become available, I will test them. So again, it's a great robot. And I'm glad today I finally figured out what the but was. I knew there was always something that I'm like, this robot is amazing, but there's just something about it that I not necessarily don't like, but it's just kind of holding it back. And I did finally find it with the complexity of the maintenance. Now again, watch that video. You can definitely do it. I just found that you will have to do it probably a little more often because a mop roller does require a little bit more work. I did see some potential problems. Again, nothing I'm seeing yet. I'm seeing where there might be a few extra parts where we probably need to purchase, but I didn't see where I could purchase them. So again, 3 months in, I did love it at my house. I think you're going to love it too if you just have those things in mind. And I'm starting to do some more series on Roborock. Does have the best smart plan to use the least amount of water, least amount of battery to clean your home. So again, thanks everybody. Check out my website, justadadapproved.com. That's where you can see all the robot vacuum cleaners that I highly recommend. Again, it's just super hard to beat the Mova P10 Pro. I just did the video on the Gen 2. It's just a dad approved, but there's some things about it that there's a but. So again, I let you know it doesn't have a camera, it doesn't have a dirt detection sensor, but boy, does it mop really good. So again, justadadapproved.com. I use affiliate links. If you click on any link in this video or on my website, I am an Amazon affiliate. The product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like, subscribe, and thanks again. Oh yeah, I got the Roborock Saros 20. It's in the preliminary stages at the studio doing the first look, ad versus reality. It's getting ready to go to my home. Same with the Dreamy X60. I do have the X60 Max at my home. It's getting ready to come back. The Dyson Spot and Scrub, it's been doing pretty good. And the Shark UV Reveal. And again, I just finished up scoring the Mova P10 Pro Gen 2. And one of the benefits is that's all the generic parts you can get for the Mova P10 Pro. Now, not all of them are good, but I did find one that was really good. And we can save a ton of money. Miss Fiona likes when I'm home doing videos. Let's go upstairs. Let's go. Hehehehe